Hello dear students, welcome in our video lecture of redox reaction. Now this is the video for English medium student and in redox reaction our today's topic will be Daniell cell. It is an electrochemical cell which produces electricity when chemicals react with each other. There are some topics which can be learned only after you are introduced in your laboratory. But nowadays, because of lockdown, schools are closed. So still till today, you are not able to get into the laboratory. But after schools will open, you will do some experiment, and then after we will be able to learn, or I will be able to teach you the topic which is known as redox titration. So we are going to left that topic right now, and we will discuss the topic Daniell cell, which is given at the last in our NCERT textbook. This topic is also a very important topic, and in these videos, in one or two video, we will get only some primary informations about Daniell cell. But in 12th standard, there is a chapter known as electrochemistry. In detail, we will study in that chapter about Daniell cell. Okay, now let us start our today's discussion. Take your note and pen with you. And first of all, we will distinguish between two kind of cells. One is electrochemical and the other is electrolytic. So let us make a list of the differences between electrochemical cell and electrolytic cell. There are two kind of cells. One is electrochemical and the other is electrolytic cell. Now let us define what is electrochemical cell. Converts chemical energy into electrical energy. This is known as electrochemical cell. While electrolytic cell converts electrical energy into chemical energy. That means if we have chemicals and we will make a setup, and because of that setup electricity is generated, then such kind of cells are known as electrochemical cells. But when electricity is introduced into the cell and we will get some chemicals, then such cells are known as electrolytic cell. The reaction which occurs in electrochemical cell are spontaneous. Spontaneous means the reaction which starts on its own. That means when two chemicals or some rods which are dipped in that chemicals, a setup of electrochemical cell is made, then automatically electricity will start generating. That means reaction is said to be spontaneous. That means it happens on its own. All we have to do is to set up an electrochemical cell. The rest will be done automatically. That means electricity will be produced automatically if we properly set an electrochemical cell. Such reactions are known as spontaneous, and in electrolytic cell reactions are non-spontaneous. That means these reactions cannot take place on its own. We have to introduce electricity into the cell, then after cell will start working. It will not work on its own. Therefore, it is a non-spontaneous kind of cell. There is a chapter known as thermodynamics. When we learn about thermodynamics, the spontaneity of reaction is discussed in detail in that chapter. But right now, spontaneous means reaction happens on its own, and non-spontaneous, that means we have to do some work for the reaction to start. Okay. Now, the Gibbs free energy value, that is delta G. This is also the property of thermodynamics. Gibbs free energy, delta G, will have negative value in case of electrochemical cells. That means if reaction is spontaneous, the value of delta G will be negative. But in case of electrolytic cell, the value of delta G will be positive. That means for all non-spontaneous reaction, Gibbs free energy is always having positive values. Now, anode is negatively charged and cathode is positively charged electrode in electrochemical cell. Now you have to remember this, we will learn it in detail. Anode is negative in electrochemical cell while cathode is positive. But on the other hand, here anode is positive electrode in electrolytic cell. You have already learned electrolytic cell like voltaic cell. In that cell, anode is positive and cathode is negative. Now let us take some examples so that you can easily understand what is the major difference between electrochemical and electrolytic cell. The first example is Daniell cell. We are going to discuss about this cell after some time, Daniell cell. Then dry cell, the cell which is used in our wall clock or some toys or torch. These are dry cell. TV remote also contains dry cell. That means these are the electrochemical cells which produces electricity on its own. Then lead storage cell. All the batteries which are used in automobiles, two-wheeler or four-wheeler or even buses and trucks are having a large battery, that is lead storage cell. It also produces electricity on its own by chemical reactions. Okay, now let us take some examples of electrolytic cell. So here in electrolytic cell, Hall-Héroult cell. This is the cell which is used to purify aluminium, Hall-Héroult process. It is also a familiar process to you. Then electrolytic cell for the purification of copper. This topic was also discussed in your 10th standard. Purification of copper, electrolytic cell is used, copper sulfate solution is taken, impure copper is considered as anode and pure copper rod is taken as cathode, and electric current is allowed to pass through the cell. Then we will have pure copper on cathode. So this cell is also an electrolytic cell. And electrolytic cell of electrolysis of water, which produces hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. That kind of cell is also known as electrolytic cell. So these are the major differences between two different kind of cells. They both are ultimately opposite to each other in case of behavior. So just pause the video and write down these differences. Okay, now let us start learning about Daniell cell. So if you want to learn about any electrochemical cell, this is the base of your study. That means this is the fundamental for studying any electrochemical cell. Daniel is the name of a scientist who have introduced this kind of cell, therefore it is known as Daniel cell. In Daniel cell, there is a container which contains a solution of zinc sulfate ZnSO4, and this zinc sulfate solution is having zinc rod dipped into it, and there is another container which contains a solution of copper sulfate, and a copper rod is dipped into it. Now, just try to remember the electrochemical series or the reactivity series of metal. You know very well what is the reactivity series of metal, but still I will write the series again. Lithium, potassium, calcium, sodium, Mg, Al, Mn, Cr, Zn, Fe, Ni, Sn, Pp, H, Cu, Hg, Ag, and A. This is the reactivity series of metal, and we know that these metals which are situated to the left are most reactive, while the metals situated towards right are comparatively less reactive. But as all these elements are metal, they are having tendency to release electrons or to donate electrons. But there is a relative difference between the tendency of donating electron between two different elements. The element situated left is having higher tendency to donate electron with comparison to the element situated in right of the reactivity series. So here we have two different elements, zinc and copper. Now if you find zinc, then it is over here and copper is here. So ultimately zinc is more reactive than copper. So if both metals are there and if they are in contact, then though both are metals, though both are able to donate electrons, but here in this case zinc being more reactive will release the electron. But this can only happen when you attach both these electrodes by a copper wire. So a wire is attached with both these electrons, and if both these electrons are come in contact with each other, then zinc will release electrons, and these electrons will start moving towards less reactive metal copper. Now reaction has started, and here electrons are moving in a single direction, and the direction is from zinc rod to copper rod, and the flow of electrons in a single direction is considered as current. So now this cell started producing electric current, and we can use such kind of current by putting some devices between here. So this is the galvanometer, or you can attach any lamp over here. So lamp will be lit because electrons are moving in a definite direction, so that electric current is produced. Now these chemicals by chemical reactions have started producing electric current. That's why this cell is having spontaneous chemical reactions and it produces electricity by chemicals, therefore it is a kind of electrochemical cell. Now let us discuss about some redox reactions which are occurring in this cell. First of all, as I told you that zinc being more reactive releases electrons, that means here zinc released 2 electron and it becomes Zn plus 2. One of the zinc atom releases 2 electrons to the outer circuit and it becomes Zn plus 2 and goes into the aqueous solution of ZnSO4. Here there are so many Zn plus 2 and SO4 minus 2 already present in the solution, but still more Zn plus 2 is coming inside the solution from this rod. Now this reaction is oxidation half reaction, because the oxidation number of zinc is increased and electrons are released. So this is an oxidation reaction. And according to redox reactions, when oxidation occurs, it is always considered as anode. Oxidation is equal to anode. Fix this statement into your mind. Zinc, which is having oxidation, so zinc is known as anode. And if these electrons goes to the copper, copper being a metal cannot accept electrons. So what will it do? So here, when electron comes, copper will not accept those electrons, but copper will convey those electrons to the solution. And this solution contains Cu plus 2 and SO4 minus 2 ions. Now, if these electrons comes to this copper rod, then they will attract this Cu plus 2 ions to the rod. Then these Cu plus 2 ions will accept 2 electrons and become Cu. So the reaction will be like this. Cu plus 2, when accepts 2 electrons, then it is converted into Cu. Now this is a reduction reaction because gaining of electron is occurred. The oxidation number decreases, plus 2 to 0. And if it happens, then it is known as reduction half reaction. So ultimately this cell is having a complete redox reaction, oxidation as well as reduction. The elements or atoms in zinc rod are oxidized and the ions present in the copper sulfate solution, Cu plus 2, are reduced. And in electrochemical cell or electrolytic cell or in any kind of cell, the reaction, reduction half reaction when occurs, then it is always considered as cathode. Anode means oxidation, cathode means reduction. Fix this statement into your mind. In any kind of cell, whether it be electrolytic or electrochemical cell, if oxidation is occurring, then definitely it is said to be anode. And if reduction is happening, then it is said to be cathode. Oxidation anode, reduction cathode. Now this cell has started working and it produces electricity. When chemical reaction is on, electricity is also produced continuously and spontaneously. But one more thing. In standard 10, you know how to draw the electrical circuit. Suppose this is the cell, this large line is positive pole, this is negative pole, and this is the wire. And you know that the direction of current is always from positive charge to negative pole, positive pole to negative pole. This is the direction of current, and you know very well that the direction of flow of electron is opposite to the direction of current. So if somebody says what is the direction of current, then it will be plus to minus. But what is the direction of flow of electron, then it will be minus to plus. Now apply this thing into this cell. Here electrons are moving from zinc to copper, and the electrode from which electrons are ejecting or coming out, the electrode from which electrons are coming out is considered as negative pole. So here the electrode zinc from which electrons are coming out, therefore zinc is considered as negative pole. Now look at this carefully. Anode, that is zinc, releases electrons, therefore it is negatively charged. So in electrochemical cell, anode is negative, and the pole at which electrons are coming then such pole is considered as positive pole. So here electrons are releasing by zinc, and these electrons comes to copper. Therefore, copper is considered as positive pole. So in this Daniell cell, which is an electrochemical cell, cathode is positive and anode is negative. So this is the very basic information about Daniell cell and the reactions which are occurring in the Daniell cell. Once again, zinc sulfate solution contains zinc rod, copper sulfate solution contains copper rod. Zinc and copper rod are attached by a copper wire. Zinc being more reactive releases electrons, that means zinc is oxidized, and as zinc is oxidized it is considered as anode. And electrons which comes to copper electrode, these electrons are conveyed to Cu+2 ion present in the solution. Therefore Cu+2 got reduced into copper atom. This reaction is reduction half reaction, and therefore copper rod is known as cathode. But as electrons are coming out from zinc, therefore it is negative pole, and electrons come to the copper, then it is considered as positive pole. Now what will happen if this reaction happening continuously? Suppose one more zinc atom releases electrons, goes into the solution. In that manner, after some time, this cathode will become like this, because most of the zincs are converted into Zn+2 ions and they go to the solution. And most of the Cu+2 ion will accept electrons from the circuit and become Cu atom, and they deposited on this electron. That means in any electrochemical or electrolytic cell, anode is always eroded. The mass of anode is always decreases, and the mass of cathode is always increases. Whether it be Daniell cell, that is an electrochemical cell, or any electrolytic cell, always remember the mass of anode always decreases and the mass of cathode always increases. So students, this is the primary information about Daniell cell. This is not all. Still many things are remembered to be learned, but we will discuss those things in our proceeding video. So that's all for today's video. We will discuss some more topics about this Daniell cell in our next video. So till we meet next time, have a nice day.